This is about dyslexia, the gift of dyslexia, as it's sometimes called, and the prejudices against people with dyslexia, starting with the name. It seems very odd to give people with reading difficulties a name that is so difficult to read. How can they find out about it? If your thesis is called Alleviating the Neurological Complications of Dyslexia, what chance has it got of reaching its target audience? And the causes of dyslexia are very mysterious. It's about misinterpreting visual data or coloured shapes. That's what the world consists of. Around us are colours and shapes, including words. And dyslexics see words differently from other coloured shapes. Words are scrambled or reversed or jumbled up in a way that no one can explain. If you're dyslexic, you won't know what letter that is. Or that might be a Q or an F. Or look up into the sky, I'd call that a C. That looks like a D, and that looks like an O, but to a dyslexic, that could be a Z, a K, a PH, a 27. And dyslexics can't find McDonald's because that could be anything. And they can't vote, or they have difficulty voting because it's got to be an X in the box or it's a spoilt ballot. So is there another cause of dyslexia? I think there is. I think the cause of dyslexia is the test for dyslexia, reading aloud in class to a teacher or a psychiatrist who may be judgmental or hostile. Public reading at a very young age clearly doesn't just test literacy, it tests confidence and the ability to perform under pressure. It's a test of nerve to read aloud some words that you may not have seen in advance. And an actor, by the way, would never do that. A professional newsreader wouldn't read a script in public without seeing it beforehand. So we're asking kids who've only just learned to read to take a test that a professional newsreader would decline. So a lot of these kids fail, 1 in 10 apparently. So when I call dyslexia a gift, I mean it's an article manufactured by one group and given to another group as a present. Why do they do this? I would say because it's popular. It's popular with scientists who write books and have conferences and theories and biscuits. It's popular with teachers because they can teach less, more slowly. And teaching unions like it for the same reason. More teachers are needed to do less, which means more members. It's popular with governments who prefer gullible, needy voters to independent-minded ones. It's popular with parents because it excuses failure forever. It's not mediocrity holding your child back, it's dyslexia, the inexplicable but curiously fashionable scourge. And of course it's popular with the dyslexics. It has to be, because with a manufactured disorder, there's no active diagnosis, only an act of salesmanship. And the sales pitch is very attractive. There are instant benefits. Your workload is halved if you're dyslexic because you're not expected to learn at normal speed. You get extra time to do exams. You get help writing coursework in the sixth form and at university, which is great, a full-time secretary. And you're part of a glamorous band of heroes who defy the odds and achieve the impossible, some of whom have exceptional talent in business, the arts and science. You've got geniuses among the band of heroes. You've got Einstein and Richard Branson and Spielberg and Tom Cruise. But in fact, it's a 1 in 10 group like left-handedness, so there are bound to be exceptional members. And the diagnosis or sales pitch reaches back through history. You've also got Michelangelo and Beethoven, Emily Bronte, Victor Hugo, Charles Dickens, George Orwell and President Truman. All had dyslexia. Did you know that? Actually, I just made them up, but I expect you believed it because we've been very well groomed to revere this invented thing. So once you're dyslexic, you've got the gift, no pressure to succeed, there's a ready-made excuse for failure, and anything you do, you get double points for. Even reading the instructions on a noodle packet, you get double points because you've overcome a conspiracy of prejudice and indifference to get those noodles in the pot for 3 minutes. You're not just cooking noodles, you're extending the boundaries of human potential. But funnily enough, people with this incurable brain disorder are allowed to use their disordered brains to do anything, even drive, which sounds dangerous, but they get twice as long to do the theory test. So apparently we want more dyslexics on the roads, even though they think that means take a sharp right, and that means take a sharp left, and that could well mean speed up because there's lots of nice straight road ahead. And how can you read that when you're travelling at 70 miles an hour and you can't read? Anyway, dyslexics are allowed to enter any profession, nursing, the army, economics, architecture. You can even be a brain surgeon, although I wouldn't want my brain operated on by someone who couldn't tell a straight line from a circle. So what's really going on? I think it's persecution envy. A lot of dyslexics are rich white men, and they've noticed that the persecuted are more admired than the unpersecuted. But how can a rich white man claim he had it tough? By discovering a childhood trauma that has haunted him all his life. And here are some dyslexics claiming that they struggled, they were disadvantaged, they were overlooked, they were handicapped from birth. Okay, he was born with the IQ of Ozzy Osbourne. So, yeah. But even that is only a misfortune. He wasn't actively being oppressed by anyone. So that's it. It's pure humbug. It's the bourgeoisie claiming the bragging rights of the underclass. Anyway, if you've got the gift, good luck cooking the noodles. It's double points, remember? Double points.